Hey, and this is for my soul tribe. Soul tribe, we done a ride. Try.
That was good. Okay. Hey guys. Hope you guys are doing well in positive energy and attracting the life you desire because it's your birthright, okay? Coming through. You know, it feels like it's been a very long time, but I love the energy that I see as soon as I get here. You know, this card was flipped over and it says, I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. That's good energy, yes. Right? That's very good energy to start us off with, right? So you could be feeling like you need a prayer of love, you know. We pray for you, right? We've been praying for you. I hope that, you know, you step into 2026, you know, feeling your best, expecting your best, you know, ready to perform your best because this is the year of your best. Like, you know, are you willing to give your best? Are you willing to receive your best? are you really to believe in your best, right? That kind of energy is 2026.
I think that, you know, coming into 2026, I really feel like people are beginning to see, you know, good people and bad people. Like it feels like all of the masks are off. Like people can't hide behind different things anymore. Like it feels like a good year. It just feels like. And also, I want to remind somebody, and this can be definitely resonating with the collective. As you're being pulled towards, like, you know, your ancestors, or you being pulled towards higher versions of yourself, surrendering is not giving in to evil or anything like that. Like you gotta get beyond the fear of knowing your own self. And I feel like a lot of people, they at that point. Like it feels good. It feel like people are really really beginning to discern what, you know, even areas where people made mistakes about people starting to straighten it out, right? And I feel like as a collective, we should give people the opportunity to straighten out, you know, different mistakes that they have made. You know, some people may want to come to you with forgiveness, right? And if it's genuine, there's nothing wrong with receiving forgiveness if it's genuine. I mean, you know, a lot of us now, we strong enough to receive forgiveness because we discerning enough. Like, you know, people can't just come in and fool you anymore, right? But yeah, allow people to, you know, if forgiveness is sincere, you know, and it's on the floor, good thing, you know.
Love. Right? Forgive, love.
Yeah, we always promote that.
Yes.
We do.
Okay.
So what's good, man? We gonna hop in. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. I really like this card though. Like I said, it was sitting at the bottom of the deck. So if you missed it, the card that we're starting off with this evening is, I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. And you know, I was saying 2026 is the year of doing your best, living your best, being your best, okay? So miraculous kind of energy. You know, they say signs and wonders is what I'm talking about. Okay?
Okay, this is a good one. It says getting advice, right? Seeking guidance with an open heart, ready to learn and grow from the wisdom others offered by others, right? And this is a good card because I actually was speaking to my wife about seeking certain advice, you know, like, and I feel like it's good for people to be in the mood of learning how. It's definitely a change from the know-it-all mentality, right? When you're willing to seek advice, even if it's not from people around you, when you're willing to just let advice, some people are highly spiritual. You allow your ancestors to give you advice, right? A lot of people are like that nowadays, like. But getting advice is important. It is definitely important because it speaks volumes about people and persons who are willing to move out of the energy of feeling like you know it all. Like, just going, moving, feeling like, yeah, I know this, I'm going to do this. Like, you know, getting advice is wise. It says wise counsel on the other side of the card. I don't know why I feel like a lot of people coming towards us too. And it has been. It's been a lot of people coming towards us. And there's been a lot of advice given. And there's been a lot of iron sharpening iron lately. Right?
Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And this is 100% true. You know, by giving your best, being your best, performing your best, expecting your best, freedom. You know, somebody's like, you know, in order for me to get what I want, I know that I have to, you know, be willing to do something different this time. You know, to really give my all to a thing, to not give up, to really commit to something, you know, to really stand firm in a situation, to really give my best, to really, you know, try to love even harder, even deeper, even more, you know, to really try to appreciate whatever it is. It brings freedom here to, you know, us, you know. We have the power to create our own happiness, and I feel like, somebody totally understands this right now, and this is good energy. Stepping into 2026, I feel like someone's free. There could have been a lot of things really binding you at one point, but I feel like, maybe someone did something to release things. Maybe you let go of things that you were holding on to. Maybe you cleaned out the closet. Maybe you rearranged. Maybe you stepped out and took a walk, a run, a jog, a drink of cold water, maybe some hot tea, whatever it is. Something brings freedom here, when you're willing to release things that are from the past. When you really want to move forward, freedom is here. Okay? Creating your own happiness is doing things that keep your mind satisfied in a high vibrational way. Like, whether it be grabbing a book, whether it be taking a stroll, listening to a particular song, writing a blog, or in your journal, or whatever it could be for you. But, I feel like, doing some of the things we did previously are not going to work, going forward. And if you find yourself trying to go back to those things that are left behind, you won't feel free. So, that's how you should be judging yourself this year. Like, anytime you feel stuck, it's like, okay, am I doing something that was in the past that I should have left behind? Because at this point in life, in 2026, you're free. Okay?
So it says, take precautions, and then it says, remain vigilant and receptive, learning from each revelation as you navigate life's journey. With the take precautions and remain vigilant, I feel like I see growth. All right, with the take precautions, I see growth, because I see somebody, and it's not maybe you just made a decision not to just be so reckless, I want to say. Like, really, I really feel like a person, you're not as reckless as you was. You take precautions in areas where you didn't, right? And it says remain vigilant, which means that you about something, right? Only you would know what that is, but being about something and learning from each revelation as you navigate life's journey, I feel like, yeah, you're a person, and you could have been moving reckless, and now you move differently. Like, you take precautions. And with the remain vigilant and receptive, this could also be telling you to watch people maybe a little more closely. I don't know, you can have people that come back into your energy. You can have people creeping back into your energy right now. And maybe there's a need for you to evaluate them, right? I know earlier I was speaking of forgiveness, but everybody that comes back into your energy doesn't come back with forgiveness, right? So I feel like maybe you need to be vigilant and receptive about that. And vigilant definitely means standing against people who trying to sway your opinion, right? Yeah, definitely. Because when you're taking a stand for something, a person who trying to get you, like, say you have a person that may be a friend and you take a stand. They might not rush in and try to derail you all at once, but it could be small systematic things that they do, right, that you might need to watch, I guess. Because it says remain vigilant and receptive. That's definitely standing and get somebody that's coming in with, some type of agenda even, right? You just got to be able to watch it. And it says learn from each revelation as you navigate life's journey, right? And when I get that, I really feel like it takes faith to look at every situation as a learning experience, right? Especially when when it's going down in a way that's not suitable for you. Sometimes it's hard to receive it as a learning experience, right? But the stronger you get and the more victories you have in life, this will resonate a little more with you. Like, when you become victorious, you'll look back and be like, yeah, I learned from that. I went through that, but I learned from it, right? And I think that's what this card is saying. And last but not least, it says shield of resilience. Employ your shield of resilience, guarding against external pressures Remember I said somebody trying to influence you,
Yeah.
external pressures, while nurturing your internal strength and love and career. Shield the resilience and remain vigilant. So you gotta stand on what you believe in. Whoever you are, whatever direction you're moving in, you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it.
Okay. And I believe that to be true because I feel like, somebody knows, like, I don't know if you got to a crossroad at some point or something like that, or, you could be there right now where, it says owning my power inspires others to do the same, and I'm not afraid to shine. I don't know, you could be like a sunflower child or something like that. You could just be very free spirited. You could be a person that is just carefree, very vibrant. You could have a lot of enthusiasm. You could be the kind of person that is able to attract people wherever you go. Something about your honesty. You could be really a person living in your honest truth right now. This could be, very shocking to people because maybe you were a person that didn't have, very high self-esteem at one point, because I see self-esteem here in the reverse. But, when you learn to just really understand that, like, we are all made perfectly how we should be, and that, even with our flaws and our, things we have about us, living in our truth makes us beautiful. And I feel like, you could be really inspiring others to want to live in their truth. But sometimes, like, in the beginning, it can be hard for people to really understand that, like, stepping into this journey is really going to expose you in a way because, just like you can see, people can see as well. So I don't know, honesty, stepping into your honesty, your truth. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect the truth from me. People could even be feeling like, maybe you are lost and confused in some kind of way because you are so honest about who you are and what you are becoming. Okay? Sometimes when a person doesn't know where they're going, okay, or who they want to be, they can project those kind of energies onto you. So you have to be careful of those kind of things because right now I feel like a person has built themselves up so, slowly but surely to get where they are right now. And it says you're shining. So, continue to work on self, continue to reflect on, where you are and where you want to be. Is always work to do, but it's leading to total freedom. When you live in your truth, it just feels free. I was telling my husband, I remember a time, it was hard to keep up with things because, it's hard to keep up with lies. I ain't good at it. Like, you might ask me again and I might tell you a different story because I ain't that good with lying, right? But, someone here is living in their truth. Okay? Being honest. Okay.
I don't know, you got so I just pulled 3 tarot cards, right? I wasn't even going to pull tarot, but I just pulled 3. And I got the Hierophant to the Star in reverse, 5 of Cups. And automatically what I feel is, first of all, you got Taurus energy out here, and you got Aquarius energy out here. But what I feel with this card is I feel like somebody made a major miscalculation in this reading right here. The Hierophant is an institution. So it could be a solid foundation, like a marriage. It could be like just somebody standing on something that's truthful. With the Star in reverse, I feel like it's somebody that really came against something. It says lack of faith and despair, discouragement, and 5 of Cups. This is the feeling of a person in regret, major, right? So I don't know whose situation this is, but I can say, I also feel with this energy and without just getting too far into it, I really feel like whoever this star is in reverse out here, right, and it's an Aquarius energy, I feel like they might have bit off more than they could chew in a certain energy. I feel like, honestly, it's an Aquarius that bit off more than they could chew, and They in a form of regret, right? Somebody really came up against something that was big, right? And I feel like this being a reflection of collective energy, this could be you, collective. Like this could be what you standing on, what you a part of, what you in agreement with, right? I feel like it's a solid foundation, and I feel like it was tested by a star in reverse. I feel like somebody is in major regret. You know, the star in reverse to the end. It's also a card of acceptance and regret at the same time. You know, the Five of Cups speaks of accepting defeat and regret as well, right? So, you know how that go. Like, I feel like when you go through, cycles are hard, cycles are difficult. Like, I feel like when people begin to stand for something and it's truthful, when it's really about something, it gets hard. Like you go through a hard cycle, right? And then after the hard cycle, things begin to prove themselves, right? And it's all the mysterious, but it does work out that way, right? And then it's always a matter of regret. And the thing about regret is it's a nasty energy, right? And you shouldn't be accepting of a person's regret. Like, don't let a person link back to you from the energy of regret, because it don't really hold no weight. Not regret, like. What you got?
You know, I just see things truly balancing out. You know, it's like we got justice out here, and then we have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So I just see, you know, I'm seeing things really being fair and just. You know, you could be really feeling like you're walking out of a trap. Like, I don't know. You could have felt like you were literally trapped at one point. Not anymore. I'm hearing breaking chains. No more confusion. You know, the web of lies is over. The scales are balancing out. Things are becoming fair, okay? You know, I feel like, you know, if you felt like, you know, I don't know, I feel like somebody just broke free from something. I don't know, you could have had some kind of soul tie or some kind of entity attachment or whatever it is. I feel like someone's broken free from this thing here, okay? There could be someone going, you know, through some kind of legal battle or something like this. I feel like, you know, or this could be someone, you know, you could have had some kind of restitution or something like that that's coming to an end. Things are looking better. Things are looking more clear, okay? Leveled out, something like that, okay? Maybe things could have been like above, you know, how it looks like the water is above your head, but I feel like it's going down. Things are coming down to sea level, okay? Something like that. This is somebody's mind, you know, balancing out. The scales, it's like, you know, you could even feel like, you know, at one point your equilibrium was off, okay? And now, you know, your chakras are in total alignment, okay? Your Ajna chakra could be very lit up. You know, you could be feeling a lot of creative energy, a lot of passion, right? You know, because you broke free from a thing.
Yeah, you seeing things. That's when that Ajna light up. Like,
okay.
You get to seeing, you know, like, it's deeper than your crown is your thoughts, but your Ajna is your ability to see. Like, when you start seeing things with a new lens, like, you know, the justice is out here on this board. And these three cards, they tell me why, right? And it's like, you want to go into the New Year's and you want to get away from certain things, but the truth of the matter is that shit go on, and the same shit gonna go on, right? Because look, you got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse to the Magician in reverse to the Hangman, right? Now, this shit is like a bad trick gone wrong, literally, what I'm holding in my hand. And I'm not forcing no fear on nobody, but a Magician to the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and in reverse is something that's horribly wrong. And the hangman, it speaks of somebody being snared, caught by the shit that they doing. It says pause, surrender, letting go, new perspective. Like, and this is exactly what happens. Like, for the collective that's connected to us, right, and people like us, who we draw to us, you can stand to reason that you would make people gain a new perspective when they attack you in a certain way and it don't work. They have no choice but to gain a new perspective, because everything that's why all the investigating. You know, there's a lot of people investigating a lot of people's bloodlines now. It's a lot of people doing a lot of investigating, period, behind the scenes. People wanting to know who they are, you know, all of this. There's a lot of this going on. So just know that right here is a lost opportunity, a missed chance, bad investment, lack of planning and foresight. Somebody really intended on doing something and they just, I don't know, you know, because I don't know how people mind work like this. But clearly, somebody, they made a bad investment, manipulation, insecure, poor planning, lack of confidence, narcissism. I feel like somebody tried to rush towards you, either physically or energetically, and they tried to bend reality while they were doing it. Like, that's why I say a bad magic trick. Like, I know a lot of people playing with a lot of magic, right? But this is what I see right here. The Magician in reverse to the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is it's a failure. Hangman. And it's somebody being caught by their own devices. And the reason why do people get caught in this situation? Because energy don't die. If I go somewhere and I conjure up some energy and I create energy and I send it out, and it don't do what it's supposed to do over there, it's gonna come back and do what it's supposed to do right where it was sent from. Hangman energy. Gotta speak it because we see it.
I feel like somebody understands that time is a gift, okay? You know, I was telling my husband, like, you know, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how, you know, time just rolls, right? And time is a gift, and, you know, time should be managed just like, you know, your money, right? So something like that. There could be somebody really understanding that time is a gift, okay? You could have been trapped in things way too long, okay, or something like that, and now you're understanding that your time is very precious. You don't have a lot of time to waste or something like that, okay? Yeah, something like that. Don't allow yourself to be trapped in time as well, okay? Something like that. We got the Nine of Wands coming out here to the Five of Cups. So I honestly feel like there could be, you know, there could be people sad that, you know, you had to fight so many wars, maybe alone. You know, you had to fight so many wars and maybe people didn't believe you in certain situations. You had to fight some days and there was just nobody there to help you. There could be people that are sad about this. You know, people really see you flourishing. I was looking at my husband's hair today and I was like, oh, you know, anything that you waters, it grows and it's proven, right? And I was like, you know, this is what happens. And this is how people are looking at you, you know. As you continue to grow, you know, you're watering yourself. The people around you are watering you, you know, because you're now dealing with more high vibrational people, relationships, and things that don't serve you, they're being left behind. So the things that you are watering are growing, okay? And there could be people really sad because truth be told, okay, you're dope. And there are people that truly do love and adore and wish that they could still be around you. And there are even some people that maybe you even wish that, dang, I wish that things didn't end so sour, you know. You know, I thought this was my sister, my brother, my uncle, whatever it is. You know, there are some relationships that maybe you wish you could mend. And guess what? I believe that all things can be mended in due time. I believe that if you continue to work on you, that those things heal and grow and get fixed. And, you know, that's what's happening here. So, you know, there could be some people a little bit sad. And also, you know, when people see you changing and it's really hard for them to change, it makes them sad as well, because it's like, wow, you know, I wish I had the, you know, because a lot of you guys are self-motivators. You know, it doesn't take other people to really push you. You know, you just have this thing inside of you, and not everybody has that. That's a gift, you know. So even that is a gift. And when you start seeing that even these small things like this are a gift, you know, and you continue to step into your power, people are watching this, okay? You're a wounded warrior, but you show that, you know, resilience, perseverance, and, you know, your faith. It really carries you here, okay?
It says shield the resilience too.
Yeah.
Shield the resilience.
Okay.
So over here I got the 3 of Cups to the 2 of Swords to the 8 of Cups. And I like it because you're being celebrated, right? I feel like you know this and you can feel this. You know, for people that understand like we do, now you're being celebrated. And the reason why the 2 of Swords to the 8 of Cups is a very sharp mind. The ability to make a decision, and even the 8 of Cups screams of the ability to move away from something quickly, even to abandon it, right? So like, I feel like you're being celebrated because why? When you're dealing with ancestors, it takes you to be strong, right? And me and my wife, we talk about this. A lot of people, they go mad when they start ancestral communications. People go mad because they don't want to balance their mind, right? And if you don't balance your mind, you be stranded in between 2 places, right? This takes this balancing of the mind. You can't have fear of spiritual things. You have to have the ability to even tell your ancestors, not today, like this is my life, not, you know. And when you have this ability, you become celebrated, right? It's just like being weaker in real life. Like you being celebrated for having a sharp mind and the ability to leave things behind so that you can grow. That's what the 8 of Cups is about. Especially 2 of Swords to the 8 of Cups is like, that's not even no delay. It's like I have no problem moving away from this, going to the next. You're going to be celebrated for that because it takes strength of character and spirit to be able to do that. Like some people, they won't move. They won't when they're in a situation where it doesn't work anymore. Some people won't move. But you being celebrated because obviously you did. Or you will. Difficult decisions, it says. Weighing options. Like I said, somebody you will. Even if you didn't, you will. You could be weighing your options right now. Right?
I feel like somebody's just, you know, showing gratitude right now. You could be just showing gratitude for your strength, your willpower, okay? You could be really like, you know, I'm so grateful that I didn't turn out to be what I could have been. You know, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents me. You know, you could be really focused on showing more gratitude this year, you know, instead of worrying about whatever's going wrong and what's not making you happy. Worry about what's making you happy. What are you grateful for? You know, gratitude could be really a thing this year. I know for me, I'm heavy on the gratitude, you know, heavy on the gratitude, you know. And I'm so thankful, right, for this life, you know, something like that, for this experience. You could be feeling really grateful for this experience because you could be really understanding that you are literally a spiritual being having a human experience on this earth. Okay, it could all be making sense to you. You could be having a lot of aha moments. Okay, I get it. Okay, in order for me to truly be happy, to have the life I desire, I have to be in this position that I'm supposed to be in, showing gratitude, having faith, being happy, creating my own happiness, not allowing myself to be invaded, you know, by things that are crossing my boundaries. I have boundaries now, right? Because I understand that a city without walls gets invaded. So I don't want to be, you know, I don't want my personal space invaded. So I have boundaries now. I tell people what I don't like and what I do like, these kind of things. I'm showing gratitude for the little things, okay? Abundance. We have abundance here, right? I just feel like there's enough for everyone, okay? I am a limitless being. Didn't I say enough? Yeah, it's enough for everyone. Limitless, okay? There's enough for everyone. Okay, I'm here to stay in your own lane, in your own space. Be happy with your own blessings. Abundance looks different for everyone. Okay, what may be abundant for us may look abundant. Abundance could look different for you. Okay, show gratitude for whatever it is that you are getting, because you know it's your blessing. You should show gratitude for your life. You should be thankful for your opportunities that are being presented. I'm a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Well, you have already been manifesting what you desire in this physical reality by the work that you've been doing. See, the seeds that you sow, the things that you do, the way you help people, the words of encouragement that you've been given, those seeds that you have been planting, yeah, abundance, okay.
Definitely a lot of abundance in this energy. Like, it feels abundant. I got the Page of Swords to the Lovers to the Moon. And somebody definitely got a fascination with the moon. You could be really doing something tonight with the moon, right? Tonight's moon could be significant, right, in this reading. But the Page of Swords to the Lovers to the Moon, I really feel like a childlike energy. It says new ideas, curiosity, alert, thirst for knowledge, restless, spying, news, negotiations, informations, messages, contract. This feels like somebody's having an awakening. This is an awakening. You know how it feels when you have an awakening? You have a thirst for knowledge. When you begin to awaken, right? You get restless. It says spying. You know how you get to spying? You want to look at little different things. You spying, right? It says news, negotiations, right? Information, messages, contracts. People often renegotiate spiritual contracts during awakening.
Yep.
You start realizing, look, I might have been locked into some things that, I can't really see myself being committed to as I move forward.
And that's fine.
Yeah, Page of Swords, energy, new ideas, right? The Lovers. This is somebody you're really, I feel like you falling in love with your childlike energy. And I'm gonna tell you, when you in that kind of place, you really seem weird to certain people. Cause some people, they so flustered with everyday life that when you go through certain levels of ascension, they really can't relate. They want to relate, right? But they can't relate. And you gotta watch that, because sometimes when people become non-relatable, it's best to just let them be on ice for a while. For the safety of yourself and your elevation, because somebody, you clearly in this childlike Page of Swords and you love it, right? And the moon. Lovers to the moon is being definitely in love with the unknown. Like, I really feel like somebody, you got a relationship with spirit, and spirit loves you because you love God, you love spirit, you love, I don't necessarily feel like you're a person that's full of a whole lot of rituals, right? I feel like you're a person that be full of a whole lot of faith. And you got a fascination with the unknown. And I feel like you was taught all your life that was wrong, but it's not, right? It's all about who you are in your heart. Like, plenty of light work is fascinated with dark things. It doesn't mean that, and I think the world is waking up to that, right? Just like plenty of dark workers, they hide behind religion, and they work all sort of demonic things, right? But I feel like, you could be a person in love with the moon, right? The darker side of things.
Because we working with
unknown.
the moon, now we working with the sun.
Right.
We stuck up in a groove, got the demon on the run.
Let's go tribe. Doesn't make you a bad person, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think you gotta move away from the fear that, because the world needs you to move in the energy of understanding the dilemma that's going on. Why? I'm literally watching in my life children in my bloodline or younger people in my bloodline, they're awakening And I know it's happening because I chose to awaken. And that's for you. You gotta walk your walk. Like I was joking with my daughter yesterday. She was like, Dad, what you doing? I was like, I'm just living the shit I'm kicking. And she was like, that's right, we just living the shit we kicking, right? But when you really start living the shit that you kicking and you on to something and it's right, it's gonna prove itself. And it's not gonna be conventional. Like, you don't live your life, you live your life for a higher source. So you don't need validation from men. That's where the fear come in. When a man can't control you, when a man or woman can't use their own energy to control you, they try to put some type of fear in you. Because fear is a steering wheel. If I can get you to fear anything, I can use that to steering wheel you, right? And somebody you moving away from because you're a lover of the moon, right? Page of Swords.
Heavy on the divine feminine, right?
Yeah, definitely divine feminine energy all over the board with the moon,
Okay.
you know? So, but also illusion and mystery, right? So it's going to require intuition. You got to use your intuition moving forward in this kind of energy, right? Because illusions begin to present themselves in so many different forms that you can be standing by your greatest adversary. You could be standing right next to them in life. Not saying that you are, but you could be. But your intuition is always going to warn you. Especially when you in a matter of ascending and you going through spiritual awakening, your intuition, it become connected to something so much greater than you, right? You just be like, and the more that you can balance, you know, the more you can balance it in, you become sharper. You oftentimes become unreadable. A person that moves with their intuition is unreadable. You know, that's why a lot of people energy be cloaked when they wake up, because they moving with a higher source. You can't just pick cards up and read them. Their energy might say one thing 1 minute, and then 10 minutes later they tap into a greater source, right? That's why people who try to follow people through readings who tap into divine energy, it don't work. They be led to a dead end. You can't track nobody down that's moving with the higher realms, the upper realms, God, you know. All of that. Lovers to the moon.
Mawu could be significant. We get the High Priestess in the reverse to relationships. I don't know, you're seeing relationships different now. Okay? Like, I don't know if there could have been someone who felt like they had more power or knowledge about something. I don't know. I feel like any unequally yoked relationships are no longer serving you anyway. You know, it's like probably pretty awkward when you're trying to talk to certain people. So it's not like you really even have to kind of force people out of your life. It's just awkward now. Like, the conversations just don't go the same. You know, the phone calls become less because it's just like, I don't know, it just doesn't resonate anymore. Something like that. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good, you know. So when people call you and all they want to do is gossip, you probably, you know, are not resonating with that kind of energy anymore. You know, you're probably looking for people that can feed you spiritually, mentally, okay? Somebody that can pick your spirit up, right? Okay, give you some spiritual advice or something like that. Maybe some kind of ritual to, you know, keep going or something. Some kind of prayer, okay? But I am attracted to those relationships who serve my highest good. Trust. I feel like with trust in relationships, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. You know, you could have been in fear of meeting new people, but not anymore. You know, in order to really find your tribe, you have to be willing to be open to meeting different people. And I feel like, you know, as you're meeting people, you're learning, you know, that you can trust your intuition, you know. You can trust how you feel. You know, you're starting to, you know, I feel like at one point, you know, we all looked at people like, okay, how do my eyes, You know, what do my eyes see? But now it's like, how does my spirit feel? You know, do people make me feel comfortable spiritually? Do I feel like my spirit is guarded around certain people? Do I feel like my spirit is in danger? Do I feel like my spirit is relaxed? You know, you could be really trying the spirit by the spirit, you know, in relationships, and trusting that your intuition is keen. You know, you understand what's going on fully, you know. I know a lot of people made you feel like you were delusional for years, but it's 2026. Like, you know, at this point, people understand that you've never been delusional. You know, a lot of the things that you were saying, people totally comprehended, but maybe they didn't really want to pay attention because it was you saying it. But, you know, I feel like now you can't be denied, resisted, boxed up, closed off, whatever it is. Trust.
Okay. So I got the 9 of Swords to the Temperance to the 2 of Cups, right? And then you got relationships out here. So I want to focus on this because with the 2 of Cups, it's the energy of a relationship. The 9 of Swords to the Temperance, maybe it's an anxiety that you're trying to balance out inside of your relationship. If you are in a relationship, the 9 of Swords to the Temperance, it's like, it's really work. Like, I'll give it to you because it's like, imagine having anxiety, but having the ability to balance it, right? Because your 9 of Swords leads directly into the Temperance. So I feel like you're a person, you're showing the ability to rise above fear, rise above depression, hopelessness, insomnia, trauma, disparity. You're showing an ability to rise above it with the Temperance, right? So it's not that it's not there in your life, but you show the ability to move above it. And believe it or not, you know, that's a gift that many people overlook. The ability to balance out energies that really take over people. You know, some people can't balance depression. Some people can't balance anxiety. But people who can, oftentimes we take it for granted, right? We do it so easily and so naturally that we feel like, well, where's my gift? What that is a gift. Like, that's a gift within itself because you by naturally you're balancing out things that destroy a lot of people. Like the card says, anxiety, fear, depression, insomnia, hopelessness, trauma, despair, to the Temperance. So I want somebody to be aware of that. Like, I see you. It says, look what it says with you. This is what you do with all of those words, anxiety and all that. It says balance, harmony, moderation, patience, being sensible, purpose, finding meaning. You like an alchemist or something, right? Well, I mean, when the energy, because I have trouble with anxiety. Sometimes when it come in, I gotta take a walk or like, but somebody here, like, you know, and maybe you also have a certain skill set, I'm saying, where you can compartmentalize things. Like maybe you take things, and you know how some people, you can hit them with a lot real heavy news, but they process it in small doses. Like it don't hit them all at once. Like you could be a person that do that as well, right? But anyway, with the 2 of Cups, unified love, partnership, mutual attraction, proposal, marriage, and connection. So I feel like, you know, you do pretty well in your relationship, whoever you are. It's 2 of Cups. Like I say, I do sense anxiety. So, you know, I would say just continue balancing out, right? You know, like you balance it well, but it's there, you know. I guess every relationship, it got a certain amount of anxiety anyway, right? I mean, real rap though, like, I'm talking about like culturally, like, you know, people that I know, that, you know, their relationship is not completely anxiety free. Like, it's always a little something there. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we always on the go, so we got anxiety, right? Gotta go. Come on, bro.
Right.
There's always something to do. That's our anxiety. So sometimes you gotta tap. I don't know what you gotta do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take a walk or whatever it is to calm the anxiety down, because it does come, unexpectedly, right? In the middle of when it's time to do something.
Yeah, anxiety.
When it's time, anxiety tries to come in when it's time to get ready, to when it's time to go, when it's time to be prepared. Here it comes rushing in, so you have to just kind of learn how to balance it out.
And sometimes, one of the greatest forms of anxiety that we overlook is the projection of other people. Mm-hmm. That lingers around, like it produces a big anxiety, because it's like if you really tapped in, when you tapped in and you're doing work, when you step into your spirit place, you can feel what's there. Like don't nobody walk around lit in the spirit all day, but when you tap in, you can feel it sometimes. Like it's projection, anxiety. It produces like sometimes it just causes you to second guess yourself or slow down, even procrastinate.
That's the biggest, right? Procrastination.
That's like the small fox. Procrastination to come in and steal things away from you. You don't even see them when they go.
I see love here in the reverse, and the opposite of love is hate. So I don't know. That's a very negative energy to have around. In order for you to be free, you have to love. You have to show love. You have to be willing to release hatred. Okay. I know there could be a lot of things that have happened, but I feel like, you are at a point where you understand that love is literally going to get you where you desire. You are a person where, hatred can't get you to what you desire. It won't unlock the doors that you're trying to open. So love, remember love in all things this year. There's a lot of things that try to steal love from you a lot of different times, but don't allow that to be stolen from you this year. I feel like remembering love can get you through a lot of situations. Okay. I feel like it can also get you out of a lot of situations. This year is just different, You have to be different to see different, okay, to understand different, to live different, to expect different. It's just different, okay? It's not
different.
Yeah, it's just not something I can really place into words. It's just something you have to experience, okay?
Yeah.
This is an experience that we're going through right now. So get ready, buckle up your seatbelt, make sure you are in place, you are ready, okay? If the bus is supposed to be there at 10 minutes until, be there, before the hour even hits, okay? Just be on time, be ready, so you don't have to get ready this year, because things are happening, okay?
Right.
If you're putting out your best is coming back towards you 100%, sevenfold here.
So we got the Three of Pentacles in reverse to the Five of Wands to the Three of Swords in reverse. And what I'm really getting from this is easy. The fact that you're not negative and speaking negative about yourself anymore, the fact that you're releasing certain pain, forgiving, you have a certain amount of optimism, it's causing a lot of confusion. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's disharmony. Five of Wands, it's confusion. And I really feel like it's the same old story, but I'm going to read it because it's right here. The fact that you basically shift gears, the people that planned against you with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, is disharmony amongst them now. Because that's what happens. When people put together plans or they form narratives about you, it doesn't necessarily have to be a plot. It could be a narrative. Like, people form a narrative about you. Well, as you begin to not care about it, move forward, it's not juicy anymore, and then it becomes bittersweet altogether. Because after a while, people they're ashamed that they participated in it. Like, it's like you clearly see you moving forward. It's like, and then some people, they'll never let it go anyway, right? Five of Wands. That's competition, debates, rivalry, conflict, disagreements. And all of this is happening simply because you releasing pain, you forgiving, the negative self-talk, you on a recovery mission, and you moving on. So it's causing, it's a chain reaction. Remember we talk about energy? That's the way it shifts. Like if people project energy on you and narratives on you and agree that you're never gonna make it out, all that becomes an energy. So if you transmute it somehow, walk above it and switch the narrative, in little subtle ways it begins to go back.
And that's what the hell I call a chain reaction.
It's a chain reaction, yeah. Jermaine Dupri and Hov went from old son to jiggle your old son, right? Yeah, that's a chain reaction right there, right? So that's what you could be experiencing in your life, a chain reaction, right? You shift gears, you doing a little better, things falling out of place for other people, and it's really nothing that you can do about it. The only thing that you can do about it is be a part of your new cycle, and don't let nothing draw you back into the old cycle. Like, don't look back like Lot's wife. Don't do none of that, right? Don't, just keep moving forward, right? Everything is working out for you with the Three of Swords in reverse. A lot of it is because when you release the pain, I think that's a big one. Remember the song we did, you gotta heal to release the pain. The death card mean to reap the cane, right? Yeah, like when you healed up, you begin to heal. That healing led to a point where you can release that pain. Once you release the pain, the enemy ain't got that steering wheel no more.
Right.
It's hard to steer you, right? So yeah, a lot of conflict, a lot of rivalry, strife, tension, territorial, right? And I don't be understanding how people can be territorial over a person that they flung to the side, or they cast it away, or a person that really didn't mean that much in the equation, but all of a sudden, right? People territorial over you.
Because people become obsessive, controlling, people of control. So
there's many ways territorial plays out. Like territorial could be a person simply saying, "Oh, I know what they're capable of doing. I know them that much. I knew them their whole life." That's territorial. Like, and people get like that over you, especially when you moving in a way that can't nobody figure out. Everybody got a territorial stance now. Like, they all know you from this angle. One knows you better than the other one knows you, right? Territorial. Crazy.
Yeah. I like to see this peace, okay? I'm a being of love and I release all negative energy. Peace, okay? I come in peace. I'm leaving in peace. Page of Cups. Yeah, someone's very loving, okay? There could be someone even coming towards you that's very loving, very peaceful. You could just be, at peace yourself. It doesn't have to be another person, okay? There could be someone who stopped eating swine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Someone could stop eating swine or something like that.
Somebody look up to the right when you think a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like I feel like somebody's stepping into their imagination. It's like, you could be stepping into the life you imagine. There we go. You could be stepping
a lot of imagination.
You could be stepping into the life that you always imagined. Like me, I see myself certain places when I was young, and I see myself getting to exactly where I desired to be, and you could be seeing yourself do the same thing. Okay, I don't know, there's also something about the intuition here. You could be a very vivid thinker. You could have very, very vivid dreams. Okay,
super intuitive,
very intuitive, highly intelligent being. Okay, maybe you are a person that has deeper level conversations. Okay, you could have I don't know, you could be very interesting. Okay, your intellect or something like that.
Even past life memory, right?
Yes.
Somebody, you can have like a lot of past life recollection going on.
Yeah,
Like,
that could definitely.
you know, past life recollection, it plays out when you just find yourself doing things and you know, it's different when you just doing things. But when you have a knowing of what you're doing, it's different. It's like, somebody might know what I'm talking about, but you get to doing spiritual things and you know them. You are familiar with them. You're not doing with somebody showed you and spinning it around. Sometimes, when you get that powerful Page of Cups energy and it's past life, you get a knowingness of what to do. You know how to move in nature. You know what I'm saying? You it's just something about that energy. Everybody don't have that, so.
I gotta surrender. I can release my need to control. Remember, I was just saying controlling ways. People have controlling ways. This is the year of surrender. You could be really finding yourself surrendering to what's right, and really releasing the need to control, or people that feel like they need to control you, releasing those kind of people. I just spoke about that. People are very controlling and, they want you to surrender, but I feel like right now you are surrendering to what's right, what's real, what's authentic, okay? What causes peace in your area, in your vicinity, okay? You could have been a person that felt very lonely at one point. I know I am never alone. Yeah, you're never alone at this point. Maybe that was abandonment issues could have played a part in that. Okay, someone could be really healing from those kind of issues, feeling abandoned, feeling those not good enough, feeling like a burden, those kind of energies. I feel like a lot of that energy is being put to the side, and we know we have a job to do, so we're surrendering to what we should be doing.
Okay, so I got the Queen of Wands to the Four Cups in reverse to the Devil, right? And it's screaming out through my intuition, right? I'm sitting here like, it's such a big story, right? So I'm gonna just tell her how I see it. The Queen of Wands to the Four Cups in reverse is a dominant feminine fire sign energy, right? Queen of Wands says courage, confident, independent, focus, zest for life, determination, joy, right? This is Queen of Wands energy, very assertive. Then the Four Cups in reverse is something you became suddenly aware of. It's this Devil energy, right? So I feel like for you, Queen of Wands, you've had a sudden realization. It says a sudden awareness, choosing happiness, acceptance, retreat, withdrawal, checking in for realignment, right? And I like this because you came up against something in your life that you knew was the devil. And you realized, I don't need to try to fight this. I need to just back down away from this and go my way, right? And I think it's real, like, we should all choose our battles wisely, right? Because the Queen of Wands is not a match for the devil. The devil is a major arcana. That's a spirit, right? And I feel like you was a Queen of Wands and this assertive energy moving around in life, and then you had a Four Cups in reverse where you became aware that, either you were fighting a demon, up against a demon, involved with a demon. This is a major arcana. Like, so this person, place, or this thing, right, that I'm feeling, you became aware of what it was, right? And Four Cups is the best energy to see you in, because it says withdrawal. So see, it could have even been an addiction. Withdrawal, something that you, and this could be the worst kind of addiction is one when you're addicted to a person. Ooh, those addictions, they deeper. They call you in a different way. And then you become connected to whatever the person you're addicted to connected to. I think that's way more harder than just being connected to a substance. Because what if that person is connected to all kind of stuff and you addicted to them? That's a devil's addiction, right? So you became aware of it and you moved away from it, checking in for realignment. I like this about you. I'm going to say again, choose your battles wisely. You doing it, right? You got them. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit there and go up against something that has that much power over me or against me. I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to find another way. You know, I'm gonna fight a different way. Well, I feel like you show wisdom in this reading. Queen of Wands. I'm thinking about the Queen of Wands running from the devil. That's a fast energy. That's getting out of there like
real quick. That's fire blazing.
Yeah, that's smart. Like
fire blazing.
Yeah. Pray for us if you choose to. All right, I'm gonna pull some more cards and then we're gonna get out of here. What you gonna do? It look like we about to move on to the next spot. So let me get, all right, some masculine energy out here. All right. King of Pentacles to the Sun in reverse, to the Justice in reverse. So, this could be a masculine. With the King of Pentacles energy, right? It says a person of leadership, security, wealthiness, authority, abundance, prosperity, generosity. But with the Sun being in reverse to the Justice in reverse, I really feel like this could be an image that somebody is trying to project towards you. Right? The Sun in reverse is the opposite of what truth would be. Like, you know, a person who's walking in the Sun in reverse is not walking in their truth. So even though a person could appear to be a King of Pentacles with the Sun in reverse to the Justice in reverse behind them, it not only is a person not walking in their truth, they also could be walking with a bad spirit, right? And let me speak about this for 1 second, because I'm getting a visual now, and so sometimes you got these masculines, right? And they are on the surface, when you look at them, they can appear to be nice looking, charming, attractive, well kept, well mannered, groomed, nice shape up with the Beijing and all that, right? I mean, different things. But just because you see a man that comes off like that, drive a nice car, smells nice, it doesn't mean that they're King of Pentacles. Sometimes those kind of people can be working with a horrible spirit. And even though they might not give you something like what you might think like, well, that person might not have HIV or something like that, right? They may not have a disease that shows up in your body. But if they carry a spiritual ailment like the Justice in reverse, if that connects to you, eventually it will show up as a disease in your body. Because if you connect to certain spirits, they're going to drive you. Do you get that message? Like, all right, what am I saying? All right. Say you get with a person that has a spirit, an influential spirit. Now, they may not be infected with anything, but the end result of this spirit getting on you is going to drive you to become infected, because that's what this spirit operates in, right? So when you connect with that person, that spirit can literally drive you for years, and to the point where as though you end up with the end result. Because it's the spirit. A lot of things that manifest in the physical, they start on a spiritual level first. It happened in my family. It's a disease that ran in my family that started I was telling my wife, my grandmother actually succumbed to it, right? And yeah, but certain diseases in general, right? But certain specific ones, they start off on a spiritual level, and then they come out in a physical. So you gotta watch. Look for more than just somebody in the King of Pentacles, like, cause a man in the King of Pentacles, if you call yourself a divine feminine, whether you man or woman, right, whatever energy you carry, then you should automatically be looking. If a person show up as a King of Pentacles, you should be looking past that anyway, to what type of spirit that they moving with. Cause the King of Pentacles don't always mean that they on point.
Right.
It just means that they look like they on point. You know, nice car, nice shape up, nice cologne. You know, nice little way to sucker you in sometime. Because if they got the Justice in reverse to the Sun in reverse, it's definitely a hook, line, and sinker. You know, warlocks and people like that, masculines, certain type of, they don't want you. They want you for things that you will never ever know about your own self. You could be looking at a man that be a warlock and be like, why he even want me, right? Because it's something in you that you ignoring. It ain't got nothing to do with money. More than likely, it's going to be something attached to your auric field or your energy. So, yeah, 2026, all my divine feminines, you got to start looking beyond the surface, right? Don't let people prey on the fact that you in need, right? Don't need so much. And if you need, don't show people you need so much. Because sometimes real men that walk with real horrible spirits, they know that they can't get women who tapped in, they not susceptible. So it makes a lot of men get more mad now. So they try more stuff because they can't get to certain women that they used to be able to get to. If you understand what I'm saying. So you gotta watch yourself now. Like against these type of predators. Yeah, somebody. What you got over there? Got 7 ones or reverse out there or something.
Somebody feels defenseless. Ace of Pentacles, yeah. Somebody's like, I don't have to keep protecting myself in every situation. I'm moving forward here. You could be worried less about, things that are trying to hold you back, hinder you. You could really understand that the weapon forms, but it doesn't prosper. Okay? That could be something you're really learning, like, the weapons form, but they don't prosper. I'm going to continue to grow because, I'm watering things. I am, doing what I'm supposed to do. So I don't have to worry about this energy here. I don't have to keep fighting with things that don't believe in me. I don't have to keep, trying to prove to people that can't see me. Like those kind of things. Okay? You could be really sprouting, growing, You could be really going back to the basics, your roots, okay? Your roots could be teaching you a lot about life and this new beginning and where you're going, okay? And this golden opportunity, because I'm hearing something about a golden opportunity. You could be feeling like you have like the Midas touch. You could literally be feeling like everything you touch is turning into gold right now, Things are becoming abundant for you, okay? The words that you're saying to people are really like, healing. Like honey to a sore throat. Something like that, right? Okay? This could be really allowing you to be at peace. There was a lot of times where I feel like your spirit was unrested, not at peace. But now it is. Maybe I'm even seeing like, how you can't go to sleep because maybe your door can't be locked or something. I don't know if someone has a key to the home and they come in late and you can't rest until the door is locked. Whatever it is, things are changing here, okay? Something's becoming more grounded.
Things definitely changing with this Ten of Swords in reverse. Like, no
Okay.
more worries. Like,
No more pain.
no more worries. I like that. Ten of Swords in reverse. Somebody protection kicked in.
Okay.
You know what that look like. That look like you all right. Right? That's all you need to know is that it looks like you're all right. Ten of Swords in reverse. Recovery, regeneration, healing, right? Resisting, inevitable end, learning lessons. And with the Judgment in reverse to the Knight of Cups, I feel like with this energy, with the Judgment being in reverse to the Ten of Swords being in reverse, I really feel like this is the miscalculation of other people, right? Or on a spiritual level, it could really be like, you know, like a major defense, like somebody definitely not having all their facts in order and just doing something, right? I was about to. My leg, goddamn. All right, so the Knight of Cups, creativity, romantic charm, imagination, beauty, knight, shining armor, following the heart, proposal. It sounds like somebody coming towards somebody, but I don't like to say that because people get their hopes up high, and then, you know, the wrong person come towards you tomorrow, and you be saying I was in a reading telling you that somebody was coming towards you, and boom. But this is a slow and steady kind of energy, and it definitely feels like somebody coming towards somebody, right? It feels like a man, a masculine coming. It feels like a slow incoming energy, but it feels like a sure energy, right? Somebody, you just at the end of a cycle, and I see new things coming. That's literally what I see. I see it was a miscalculation. Some people might have came for you. They might have done some things, and they have inner self-doubt right now. Just know that. You causing people to have doubt issues about the decisions that they chose to make, right? And with the Ten of Swords in reverse, somebody did make a decision to try to block you, but it's in reverse. So that means, where does it go if it's not blocking you? It's blocking somebody else. And that's the sheer reality of it, right? So, somebody, you moving different. You know, when you move different, you attract different. That's probably why you got Knight of Cups coming in. You know, you probably got men moving towards you. You know, somebody know you got a slow moving energy in the background moving towards you. You know this. You probably even laughing now about it. You know you got a masculine, so it's up to you to decide what you're going to do with it, because this person is definitely moving towards you, and they're very creative. Very creative. A knight in shining armor. Knight, it says knight in shining armor. I'm just saying, like, it sounds like a good guy, though. Like, I'm not even lying, like, and maybe this, with this Knight of Cups, this could also be somebody got, like, in the friend zone, right? And if this the case, you might want to consider moving Slim out the friend zone. Because I'm saying, this person is a Knight of Cups energy, like, and I know women that do this, like, you will have a man in your energy, and he cool with you, or whatever, right? But whole time, he that guy, though. Sometimes it be like that, like, that's how I feel like in one instance, right? Like, one instance, I feel like somebody, you got a slow mover in the background. But in another case, you got somebody they supposed to be like your friend, but really they that guy though. I don't know. The heart's proposals, imagination. You heard me. I'm just saying, man. I don't know. You know your life better than I know, but it feels funny to me because all I keep hearing is he that guy though. He's that guy. So, hey.
Whoop, there it is.
Whoop, there it is, man. I'm about to get on out this energy.
Yeah, it's time for us to eat, baby.
Yeah, we love y'all.
It's time for dinner, baby.
We back. Happy New Year's. Our personals are available.
Yes.
Inbox for details.
So glad to see you guys.
Yes,
Thank you
indeed.
for joining. We love you. Thank you for your energy, your time, your space. Joining us on our space. But, you know, all that good stuff.
Hey, Empress B, Happy New Year to you.
Hey, y'all. We love
Happy
you
New
too.
Year to all of y'all who we
We love
haven't
y'all
seen.
too. Anybody a esthetician? My face is breaking out. I need some skin advice. Hey, y'all.
Run it up, run it up.
Hey, y'all. Thank you. Time for a change. Hormone levels, milk cheese. Oh my gosh. That's probably everything that's wrong, y'all. I'm not stressed. I feel happy, but I eat a lot of that stuff you just said. That's exactly. I never had skin problems, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to take into consideration what you guys said. It's going to be okay. Okay, thank y'all. It's going to get better. My skin is pretty much good. It's just breaking out suddenly. I have some serum, I think it's called, or something. Yeah, I have facial cleaner. Thank y'all. We love y'all. We elemental beings.